but we're getting there. But he's hurt his back quite badly. He fell with me on the road, and then he fell a few times in the field, and it's just all accumulated. So he's now got back problems that might need injections, which will be expensive if we do. But I'm hoping we can avoid it. He's got a good chiropractor, so.
Oh yeah.
They don't actually look like they're moving in this direction, do they?
No, they don't. And we can't take stuff up to them, so we'll have to wait to take it out.
Yeah.
Like I had one carer, and she knew about horses quite a bit.
There's a lot of us horsey people around.
When I asked her a question, she could answer it back.
Got one lady up my yard, she's got her horse and her daughter's pony, and all she ever says to me is, if you put shoes back on him, it will fix him. I'm like, and how are metal shoes on my horse's feet going to solve his back problems? How are they going to solve his insulin problems? Drives me insane. But, I mean, he's all right in himself.
Yeah, but that's not good when you ride a horse and it falls over. That's not
He
good,
slipped on the
is it?
road. He had metal shoes on, and it was on the surface down at, you know, if you go past the RSPCA as if you're going into Merston,
Yeah.
you know the red slow marking on the road before you get to the corner?
Oh, right,
This big
yeah.
red patch of tarmac, he slipped on that.
Oh.
And we were walking. So I
Oh,
wasn't-
crikey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were doing anything silly. He didn't jump at anything. We were literally just walking along, and then bang, we were on the floor. Stood on my hand. I've got a hairline fracture in my finger there. Was signed off work for 2 weeks. So yeah, it wasn't good, which is why I decided to take his shoes off. I was thinking about it for ages, thinking there's got to be something I can do to give him more grip. And the only idea I came up with was either silicone sealant over the bottom of the shoe, or attaching, getting car tyres and cutting them up and sticking them on the bottom of his shoes.
Oh,
And in the
yeah.
end I decided that actually the best thing to do was to take shoes off, and you can get basically trainers for horses.
Ah.
So that's what I use now. If he needs a bit of protection on his feet, he's got trainers he can wear. But it's only his front feet that need any
Yeah.
help. His back feet are absolutely fine, they're really good. But yeah, but this lady seems to think that nailing on a lump of metal to the bottom of his feet is going to fix him, and it's really not. It doesn't affect the insulin levels in his system, and it's certainly not going to improve his back. Because if you imagine if you were walking along and you have metal on the bottom of your feet, is that going to be cushioning or jarring?
Jarring, actually.
Yeah. But she doesn't get it.
Some people don't.
No. That's all she says to me every time she sees me. How's he doing? Well, I think you should put shoes on. And I have the same conversation. But next time I'm going to ask her to explain to me in detail how putting shoes on him is going to help with his insulin resistance and his back. Please do tell me how this will fix, because this is very interesting. And let her dig a big hole.
Yeah, that's right.
And then turn around and say to her, you actually don't know what you're talking about, so I suggest you just butt out. That's quite diplomatic and polite for me. I'm learning. Can be sometimes diplomatic and polite. However, if that doesn't work, then I will turn around and tell her in no uncertain terms to get lost, and it won't be polite.
You should just say he's got back problems, metal shoes aren't going to help back problems and not going to help the insulin.
I've told her.
And this is on the advice of the vet.
Well, I've said to her, I've said, I'm quite sure if shoes were the answer, my vet would have suggested it. Or my chiropractor would have suggested, well, his chiropractor would have suggested it. I'm quite sure. I mean, I've got a barefoot trimmer, not a farrier. I've got somebody that specialises in trimming bare feet. But at the same time, they are trained to recommend. They're trained to recommend what's good for the horse. And no one has said you need to put shoes on. But ironically, couple of days after he'd seen the vet, and the vet had said he was 7/10 lane behind, I put him out in the field and hadn't even contemplated the pile of hay that was up the field for the horse that goes out in there during the day. Put Odd out, started to walk back to go towards the stables to finish off. All of a sudden I heard this little squeal. I look round, he is trotting and cantering along the field to the corner, and then turned the corner, well, came back to trot, turned the corner to trot, and then went up to the hay. I was like, didn't look very much wrong with you then. Typical. Because we've got a little track set up round the edge, round two edges of the field, because the track system is good because it encourages them to move, and also it's a smaller area to eat grass on. My horse has to wear a muzzle now for the grass to slow him down. Because grass contains sugar.
Does it?
Yeah, grasses contain everything, pretty much.
Crikey.
He's not allowed any fruit or any vegetables. I think his diet is probably worse than yours, actually.
Yeah.
He's not allowed fruit, not allowed vegetables, so he can't have bananas anymore. He likes ginger nut biscuits, I've discovered. He's not allowed ginger nut biscuits anymore. He's basically not allowed any treats. I've got some little sort of mint flavoured grass pellets that are less than 5% sugar, which is okay. I've had to start giving him a couple of them when I put his muzzle on because he objects to it so much. He started trying to run away from me in the stable. And he never wins. I don't know why he does it, but he likes to protest. And then he's like dragging himself slowly out to the field. So I've started giving him a couple more treats once he gets in the field, in the hope that that will start to click and he'll start to think, oh, when he goes to the field he gets treats. So he'll hurry up and go to the field rather than go along faster in reverse and forwards. But it's a constant juggling act with him at the moment. You know, no polos, no sugar lumps. His feed has more supplements than it does anything else. He literally has a handful of well, less than 5% sugar chaff, which is the lowest I can find. There's a handful of that, and then he has his joint supplement, which is made up of 3 ingredients. He has cinnamon. He has a herbal vitamin and mineral supplement. He's got salt. He's got mint and seaweed combined. He has apple cider vinegar, turmeric. He has his Lamy Pro, which is to help with the laminitis, which is how we discovered he had diabetes issues. And he has his metformin. It's just endless, absolutely endless stuff that he's on at the moment. Oh, and garlic when I remember to go to the shops and buy garlic. But it's unbelievable what he's having, but he's slowly but surely losing the weight that he needs to lose.
Oh, yeah.
We go to the donkey sanctuary every 4 weeks for a weigh-in. He has his own Slimming World group.
Yeah?
Yep. We take different people with us every time now. Yes, I mean, I weighed him last weekend, and I weighed him 4 weeks previous to that.